Originally, I went with the fact that Richard Burton was voice number one. Then, for the reason that Mike Mitchell appeared in the photographs, it worked out that he became number one. And then second voice, in a way I wanted it to be an actor, so I used Humphrey Bogart, and then I decided I didn't want it to look like Humphrey Bogart. So I've tried to get away from that. So I've changed the hair, I've given him a moustache, and it looks like Humphrey Bogart if you want it to. And then I've done things like he's wearing the camel hair coat, and I don't know whether it's Aran or a Shetland knitted sweater that Richard Burton is wearing in the Andrew Sinclair film. So you get these little kind of secret bits of information and crossovers, which if people find wonderful, but I'm not particularly going to announce them. They're there. And then Captain Cap, I had a photograph of Tommy Sopwith, the racing driver, who towards the end of his life went blind. And there's something about the photograph that, I mean, he definitely looks blind. I think the way I've done it is to make the eyes very white and just the tiniest of pupils. So I hope I've captured that kind of blindness. And then I thought I'd give him a beard, so I gave him my beard. And then he's wearing a Merchant Navy hat. I hope it's Merchant Navy. I hope that isn't a Royal Navy badge. And again, slightly dishevelled because he's blind, so his shirt isn't done up. Rosie Probert, I decided should still be Elizabeth Taylor because it was so bizarre in the film with makeup. I mean, she wasn't Rosie Probert, but she was in a way. And so what it really is a series of disguised portraits. So I've got a library of images of faces. So some of them, and one for instance is Terry Wogan, but as a woman. So with women's hair and a hat, and if you know it's Terry Wogan, you know it's Terry Wogan, but you might not pick up on it. Another is Billy Piper, but not billed as Billy Piper. Yeah? So I use this library of imagery. Some will be somebody's face shape with one person's eyes and another person's nose, and another person's mouth. I mean, there's one where the maid describes her nose as being upside down and obviously thinks it's ugly. So it's quite difficult to, I couldn't draw it upside down, but I've made it quite big and, as ugly as I could make it, but not. So there's this library of information and it's put together. So it's like a drawn collage of bits of information I already have. I've used these different coloured mid-tone papers. So some are quite dark tone, some are quite light tone. And then I've drawn in pencil on the tone. So I'm using the tone of skin, and then anything darker is drawn, so like the ears and the shadows and things like that. And then anything lighter in tone and colour, like a white beard, is drawn in white pencil. And they're drawn with very hard pencils ranging from about 3H through to 7/8H.